Students, I am Manoj Kundare, the Assistant Professor of Electronic Science. Welcome back to our e-learning platform. In previous video, we have seen the op-amp as an inverting and non-inverting amplifier. The link of the previous video is available in the description box. Please check it. Now, in this video, we are going to see the op-amp as an adder and subtractor. First, let's see the op-amp as an adder or summing amplifier. The op-amp based adder produces an output equal to the sum of the input voltages applied at its inverting terminal. That means we know that the function of adder is the addition of the input signal. That means the op-amp adder adds the input signal and gives the output in the form of sum of input. Okay, here the signal are given to the inverting terminal. Okay, it is also called as the summing amplifier since the output is amplified 1. The circuit diagram of the op-amp based adder is shown here. If we look at the diagram, then we can see here that the non-inverting terminal is grounded and the signal is given to this inverting terminal. Hence, this is an inverting adder. Okay. Here at the inverting terminal, three signals are given V1, V2 and V3, and also the feedback resistor RF is connected. We are going to see the adder applications. Hence, it adds the input signal V1, V2, V3 and gives us the output V0 is equal to minus V1 plus V2 plus V3. This minus sign indicates that it is connected to the inverting terminal. I hope you all understand the circuit description. Now let's see more details one by one. Let V1, V2, V3 are the three input signals applied to the inverting terminal through the resistors R1, R2 and R3 respectively. That means V1 is connected to the inverting terminal through this resistor R1. Similarly, V2 is connected to inverting terminal through R2 and V3 is also connected to the inverting terminal through resistor R3. Okay. RF is the feedback resistor. This is the feedback resistor which is connected between the output terminal and the inverting terminal. The non-inverting terminal is connected to ground. This terminal is connected to the ground. Okay. Now let's see the expression for the output of the adder. By applying KCL, that means Kirchhoff's current law, at node A, we get here at node A we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's current law. The Kirchhoff's current law states that the current entering the junction is equal to the current leaving the junction. Here the current entering the junction is I1, I2 and I3 and leaving the junction is IF and IB2. Okay. Hence, the sum of current entering the junction, that means I1 plus I2 plus I3, is equal to the leaving the junction, that means IF plus IB2. Hence, we get the equation I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to IB2 plus IF. But as Ri of the op-amp is ideally infinite, hence IB2 equal to 0. Here, if we consider the ideal op-amp, then for the ideal op-amp, we know that the input impedance, that is Zi or Zin, is infinity. Hence, there is no current flow through the op-amp. Therefore, the IB2 has the value 0. Okay, I hope you all understand this concept. Let's see once again. The input impedance of the op-amp is infinity, due to which no current flow through the op-amp. Hence, the current flowing through the op-amp, that is IB2, should have or must have the value 0. Hence, IB2 is equal to 0. Now, we already seen one more concept, the virtual ground concept. The virtual ground concept tells us that the voltage across node A should be equal to voltage across node B. That is, VA is equal to VB, but VB is connected to the ground, hence VB equal to 0, therefore VA also equal to 0. Hence we can write here VA is equal to VB is equal to 0 due to the virtual ground concept. Hence, if we place the IB2 equal to 0 in this equation, then we get I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to IF. Okay, I hope you all understand this expression. Now, let's see on the input side I1, that means the value of current I1 is given by, we know that the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Hence I is equal to V upon R, and V is the potential difference. Hence we write here V1 minus VA upon R1. I hope you all understand how we place I is equal to V upon R. This is according to the Ohm's law. Now let's see I1 means current flowing through the resistor R1. We can put the value of I1 is equal to V1 minus VA, that means V1 minus VA upon R1. Okay, but we have already seen that VA equal to 0, hence we get V1 upon R1. Similarly, we can place the value of I2. Here I2 flows through the resistor R2, hence we get the value I2 is equal to V2 I2 equal to V2 minus VA upon R2. V2 minus VA upon R2, but VA equal to 0, hence we get V2 upon R2. Similarly, I3 has the value V3 minus VA upon R3. Okay, but VA equal to 0, hence we get here V3 upon R3. Therefore, we get the values of I1 here V1 upon R1, I2 has the value V2 upon R2, and I3 has the value V3 upon R3. And in the output side, that means in this side, there is the resistor RF, and the difference between 2 points is A and V0. Therefore, the feedback current or the output current IF is equal to VA minus V0 upon RF. That is, here VA equal to 0, hence we write here minus V0 upon RF. Okay, I hope you all understand how we get these values. Now let's see, put these values of I1, I2 and I3, IF into this equation. We get V1 upon R1 plus V2 upon R2 plus V3 upon R3 is equal to minus V0 upon RF. Then we can select here V0 is equal to, or we get V0 is equal to RF upon R1 into V1, RF upon R2 into V2 plus RF upon R3 V3. That means if we simplify this equation, V1 upon R1 plus V2 upon R2 plus V3 upon R3 is equal to minus V0 upon RF, and if we simplify this equation, then we get the equation V0 is equal to, that means rearranging this equation, we get V0 is equal to minus RF upon R1 into V1 plus RF upon R2 into V2 plus RF upon R3 into V3. Okay, I hope you all understand how we derive this equation. Now put or substituting R1 is equal to R2 equal to R3 equal to RF is equal to R in this equation. If we place all the resistors value same, then we get all these ratio cancel to each other and we get the equation V0 equal to minus V1 plus V2 plus V3. The condition is that all the resistors have same value. Okay, here negative sign indicates that we given the signal to the inverting terminal, hence we get the negative sign here. I hope you all understand how we derive this equation V0 is equal to minus V1 plus V2 plus V3. That means at the output we get the addition of the input signal. That means we derive here the op amp as an adder or summing amplifier. Thus the output voltage is negative sum of the input voltage. Therefore this circuit is called as inverting summing amplifier. The condition for the summing amplifier is R1 equal to R2 equal to R3 equal to RF equal to R. That means all the resistors should have the same value. I hope you all understand the op amp as an adder or summing amplifier. Now let's see the second application of the op amp, that op amp as a subtractor. That means in this circuit there is a subtraction between the input at its output. Okay, that means at the output of the subtractor we get the subtraction of the input, that means V1 minus V2, or it is also called as the difference amplifier. Let's see more details about the subtractor. An op amp based subtractor produces an output equal to the difference of the input voltages applied to its inverting and non-inverting terminal. That means here the inputs are given to both inverting and non-inverting terminal. There is no special terminal is connected to the ground to make the single configuration inverting or non-inverting. It is also called as a difference amplifier since the output is an amplified one. The circuit diagram of the operational amplifier based subtractor is shown here. In this diagram we can see here that V1 is connected to the non-inverting terminal through R1. Similarly, V2 is connected to the inverting terminal through R1. Here RF is the feedback resistor, and make sure here that the value of RF is equal to the value of this resistor which is connected to the non-inverting terminal and ground. Okay, I hope you all understand, and the value of inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal resistors, that means R1, should be same. This is the required condition for the op amp as a subtractor. Now let's see, the V1 input signal is connected to the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. That means V1 is connected to the non-inverting and V2 is connected to the inverting terminal of the op amp. Now let's find the expression for the output voltage. Let us use the superposition theorem to obtain the expression. For to get the expression of this configuration, we have to use the superposition theorem. Now let's see. First assume that V1 is short circuited. That means V1 is connected to the ground. That means V1 is equal to 0. Then find the voltage V0 when input V2 is only present. Then assume that V2 is short circuited. That means V2 is connected to the ground. That means V2 equal to 0. Then in this condition find the output voltage when the V1 input is present. Then add these two conditions, we get our required equation. Let's see how we do this. First of all, consider only V2 is connected and assume V1 is to be short circuited, that is connected to the ground. Here assume that here V2 is only connected here, then and V1 is connected to the ground like this. Okay, hence we get this circuit. That means V1 is connected to ground, that means V1 is 0. and V2 is connected to the inverting terminal. The circuit reduces to the inverting amplifier with input V2. If we look carefully this circuit, then we can see that the non-inverting terminal is grounded here and signal is given to the inverting terminal. This type of configuration is known as the inverting amplifier, and we know the gain of the inverting amplifier is minus RF upon R1. Okay, let's see. The output voltage due to V2 is denoted by V02, which is given by the formula V02 is equal to minus RF upon R1 into V2. This is the equation of the output voltage, because we know that the gain of the inverting amplifier is AV is equal to minus RF upon R1. Here AV means V0 upon V in. Hence we get the equation here V0 equal to RF upon R1 into V in. Therefore we get the equation here V02 equal to minus RF upon R1 into V2. I hope you all understand how we get the value of V02. Let's see once again. Here this signal is connected to the inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal is grounded here. Hence this circuit becomes the inverting amplifier. We know that the gain of the inverting amplifier is given by the minus RF upon R1. Hence we get the equation V02 is equal to minus RF upon R1 into V2. Now let's see the second configuration. Now consider only V1 is connected, that means only V1 is connected, and V2 is to be short circuited, that is V2 is connected to the ground. Then we get this circuit only V1 is connected and V2 is connected to the ground. The circuit reduces to the non-inverting amplifier with input V1. That means the circuit becomes now the non-inverting amplifier, which has the input V1 only. The output voltage due to V1 is denoted by V01, which is given by the formula V01 is equal to RF upon R1 into V1. But the gain of this amplifier or the non-inverting amplifier, we know that its gain is given by 1 plus RF upon R1. But we write here RF upon R1 into V1. Hence we are going to solve how we get this output voltage. Let's see. The output voltage V01 due to only V1, which is given by V01 is equal to gain AV into VA. That means the output voltage is given by gain into the input voltage VA. Okay, this VA. VA stands for the voltage at point A. But AVF, that means gain, is equal to 1 plus RF upon R1. This is the gain of non-inverting amplifier, and the value of VA, VA is given by the potential divider rule or voltage divider rule. The value of VA is RF upon R1 plus RF into V1. Okay, I hope you all understand how we write this value. This value is written due to the potential divider rule applied across here. Okay, now we have the value AV and VA. Put these values of AV and VA into this equation. We get here V01 is equal to 1 plus RF upon R1 into RF upon RF plus R1 into V1. That means here we place the value of AVF is this and value of VA is this. Okay, now simplify this equation. We get V01 is equal to, simplify this bracket, R1 plus RF upon R1 into Rf upon Rf plus R1 into V1. Here in this equation, this bracket get cancelled with each other and we get Rf upon R1 into V1. Rf upon R1 into V1. This is the required output voltage when only input V1 is connected. Now combining these two output voltages V01 and V02, V01 has the output voltage Rf upon R1 into V1 and V02 has the output voltage minus Rf upon R1 into V2. Then add these two voltage V01 plus V02, we get here minus Rf upon R1 into V2 plus Rf upon R1 into V1. That means the value of V01 is Rf upon R1 into V1, Rf upon R1 into V1, and the value of V02 is minus Rf upon R1 into V2. Simplify this equation, we get here Rf upon R1 is the common term in the both side, hence we make common Rf upon R1 is equal to V1 minus V2. That means at the output we get the difference between V1 minus V2. This is our required output equation which shows the difference of the input. I hope you all understand the op amp as an adder and op amp as a subtractor. Thank you.